August 13th Stewards Review. Andy Serling, joined by Victor Escobar, the New York Racing Association steward, Cody Watkins, the Jockey Club steward. We have one major inquiry that took place in the 9th race on Thursday, August 7th, which involved the winner, Stars and Strides. There was a trainer's objection from the second horse, Griffin's Wharf, we'll briefly touch on. But the inquiry, which you guys claim was a steward's inquiry, did not involve a jockey's claim, involved the winner and the second to last place finisher, the number 5, Insubordination. We'll take them up. The winner, the Inspiration is the 5 in the green silks, the 9 right now right behind him.
Thank you, Andy. Yes, looking into the Stewards inquiry, we were looking at number 9, as you can see, is making his run from behind. Number 5 Insubordination there to the inside in the green silks. It does suffer a bit of interference from the 9 drifting in slightly on him at the line. After reviewing the video evidence and questioning the riders involved, we were ultimately satisfied that the number 5 Insubordination was already on a tiring run at the point that the 9 come across him.
Yeah.
He was already tiring. He continued to tire out. As a result, we didn't feel that it had an effect on the outcome of the race, and as a result, we opted to let the results stand.
Let's take a look at the head-on, and you can talk about it a little, Cody. We'll also show a drone view of the race as well. It's very hard for me not to say blimp because I'm 436 years old.
Sure.
And while there is some interference, did it really affect anything, Cody?
Well, that's the main question we're asking, and we just wanted to speak to the riders and see what they felt. But at the time when we saw it, we did feel that Javier was weakening at the time, but we just wanted to have a second look at it and make sure we were seeing what Javier could feel under him. Before the incident, Javier Castellano's horse appeared to be weakening at the time, and straight after the interference, he continues to weaken. So we're happy that it didn't alter the outcome of the race.
So explain to people why this incident, because there is some interference here. There's no doubt
Absolutely.
there's some. How significant is up to people's interpretation. Why is this different than the Hall of Fame last week?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, Andy. And ultimately, in the Hall of Fame, same situation. We have interference. We know that. We're reviewing the interference. Now, did the interference have an alter the outcome of the race? And watching the run of both the horses that were affected in the Hall of Fame, we were able to satisfy, be just. And as we explained here a few weeks ago, that ultimately we did feel that it did affect the outcome of the race because of how the horses recovered from the interference and continued on a big run. Here, this horse was tiring at the point that the interference happened and continued on to tire, ultimately satisfying us that it didn't have an effect.
Let's show the drone shot. Is there also a reasonable argument to be made that had the 5, and we'll show that drone shot now, had the 5 not been tiring, maybe there wouldn't really have even been that much interference here? I know the 9 comes up in a bit, but isn't it a lot to do with the fact that the 5 is just done?
Yeah, the drone really highlights that. The 5 is always backing out of this position. Had he been making a satisfactory run or a game run, if you will, then if the 9 comes in, if anything, they bump, right? And then the 5 would continue on with his run,
right?
Which that didn't happen here.
Now, my favorite part of the segment is we're going to discuss Tom Morley's claim, and I joke because Tom and I are good friends, obviously, Maggie's husband. I found his claim by the second place finisher a bit mysterious.
Tom called up pretty quickly after the race and claimed foul against the winner. He initially thought that side on, from what he could see, was that the 9, the eventual winner, did come across his horse. But after watching it on review, you can clearly see that the winner, the 9, is in front of the 2, and when the 2 is improving, he has to switch right to continue his run. But he finishes well, and I see where he's coming from where he was watching.
I originally thought maybe he felt that his horse was behind the 5 and interfere with there, but he was lengths behind him.
Yeah.
Regardless, the case was dismissed, and we appreciate you guys coming on. And fortunately, there was no disqualification this race, and I have to admit, I'm a little biased. I did bet a few dollars on the 9, but I had nothing to do with the decision here. But if they had taken him down, it might have gotten ugly up here. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for coming on and doing the Stewards Review. Hopefully, we won't see you again this meet. Head on over to NYRA.com for more information on lots of things going on at NYRA, but of course, the Stewards Review, and we'll get that out to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching.